Hey everyone, this is Jewel. I just want to give you a quick thought for the day. I noticed that a lot of us don't deal with stress too well. And, I love talking about emotional wellness. And listen, we're all are going to deal with stress on some level every day. All of our lives, stress is not going to go away. The question is, how do you and I deal with stress? And some people just lose their minds. They can't stand any type of change. I think some people are living in la-la land or living in their ego, living in their pride. Some people just never developed emotional wellness to understand how to cope with change or how to deal with relationships. How to manage their time, manage their emotions, deepen their faith. So I just want to speak on that a little bit because I find there are 5 areas where we really want to grow strong in coping with stress. I wrote a book called Shift Happens because I've learned from coaching so many people, counseling and speaking in so many types of venues, why it's so important that we learn how to cope with change in our family life, our personal life, and in the workplace, and just in the world. Change is always happening. Life is complex. It is unpredictable. It is uncertain. It's moving fast. And so can I just share with you a few things about stress? I find that one of the areas that we have to learn to cope with stress is that policies and politics are always going to change. Whether it's on your job, in the government, in your church, in the school, policies are always subject to change. And if you don't cope well with that, you'll find yourself very, very stressed out. Policies and politics are always subject to change. The second is, how well are you coping with priorities changing? I noticed that what was so important to me years ago is not so important to me now. You could show up at a meeting, at the job, in your church, and find out that the priorities have switched. And if you stress out about it, if you're not flexible, you'll find yourself having all types of health issues and not coping very well. People that don't cope well with stress end up having high blood pressure. They are good candidates for a stroke, a heart attack, a car accident, ending up in divorce court. If you can't manage your anger, if you don't watch your tone, the words you speak, and how you adapt to change, it could really cost you a lot. So be aware that policies and politics will change, that priorities will change. Sometimes you change your priorities, and sometimes those that you interact with will change their priorities. So the third thing is knowing that plans will change. You can have the best laid plans, and all of a sudden they're out the window because life happens. Flat tire, sickness, the job ends, someone doesn't show up, the weather changes. Life is always happening. And so you got to learn how to be flexible and don't stress yourself out, boo, because shift will happen. Don't allow yourself to just lose all of your faith and lose all of your trust and lose all of your ability just to cope and have peace. I mean, peace, be still. Yeah, plans are going to change. Priorities are going to change. Policies and politics will change. And the fourth one is people. That's a big one. That's a big one to deal with, is when people change on us. People change in the midst of a marriage. People change in friendship. People change on the job. People change in the church. People are dealing with their own priorities, their own needs. People are fighting their own battles. People are trying to survive and thrive. People are being pulled in all sorts of directions. People can turn on you, flip on you, stop talking to you, betray you. People can say yes one minute and no the next. People can say no and then change their mind and say yes. People change in marriages. Come on, let's keep it real. Friends will change on you. Family can change on you. And if you are not prepared for that, if you think that everything is in stone, you're going to find yourself stressed out, mad, hurt, feeling betrayed, feeling rejected, just in a mystery like, what just happened? Life change. Shift happens. It does. It does. It really does. And some people just can't handle it. They can't. They just flip out. Some people have to drink or smoke something or eat something or just go to sleep or just check out. They can't deal with stress. I mean, I've seen people flip out over the smallest of change. And I've seen people have huge change and they remain calm. And they ride it out. They ride out the storm. I've seen people under the fire and still see God's grace in the midst of it all. I've seen people experience just a slight change in their job or a slight change in the weather or just have a flat tire and just lose it. So I want to encourage you today to look at your emotional wellness. How are you dealing with change and with shift when it happens? When policies and politics change, when plans change, when priorities change, when people change. And the fourth is physical change. Your body is going to change. Yeah, our hair, our skin, our joints, our organs, our eyesight, our weight will go up and down. Our energy level will go up and down. So we really got to pay attention to our health. You know, your body is where you live. So make sure you're taking good care of your health. It's so important. It really is. Pay attention to your body. If it's telling you that it's tired, if you feel that you're stressed and you're about to snap, if you find that you're in the midst of some big change, make sure that you're taking good care of yourself, that you are not allowing yourself to slip into rage or depression or anger or striking out at other people. Settle down, relax, release. Give change time. Change is always going to happen. And may I suggest that you get my book in your personal library called Shift Happens, or my book, You Are Too Blessed to Be Stressed. Either one of those books should be in your library. I promise you they will help you gain some emotional wellness and get you grounded in your faith to understand that this too shall pass, to help you to understand that in this journey of life, you're going to experience change. You're going to experience shift. And you got to get your shifting together. Get your shift together so you don't find yourself laid up in a hospital, in a car accident, shopping till you drop, cussing somebody out, striking out at the wrong people, walking away from your job, walking away from a relationship, throwing your hands up in the air because you're stressed out. Too many people make permanent decisions about a temporary situation. Shift is going to happen. Learn how to be like a palm tree and bend, but don't break. Bend, but don't break. If you're in a storm right now and you don't like all the changes that are happening in your life, maybe change is happening too fast or change is not happening fast enough for you and you're stressing out. I encourage you to slow down. Trust that everything is in divine order. Go to my website, jeweldiamondtaylor.com, and get my books. God bless you and stay in the light.